I'm Charles Mudd, and I really appreciate you taking the time to listen to these videos. I hope you've enjoyed the additional content for this poster from Swarm to Starlink. I don't want to take a lot of your time, and I don't want to give away all of the secrets on space debris or orbital debris because I am talking about this on Wednesday, August 5th during a side meeting. Feel free to register at smallsat.mudlaw.com. But I do want to talk about the numbers. The numbers, when you think about orbital debris or space debris, they mean the same thing. The United States likes the term orbital. The United Nations and most other countries use the term space debris for debris up in space. But let's look at the numbers. Let's just think about the numbers. To begin with, the small ones. We have about 3,000 satellites functional. There are another 3,000 non-functional. So about 6,000 satellites orbiting Earth that are cohesive. When you think about the numbers of Starlink, licensed maybe 12,000, looking for another 30,000 from the ITU, have approval there. And then that's just one company, one country. You think about what might happen with the OneWeb license, additional satellite constellations. This is SmallSat. We're talking about more satellites. The numbers get very astronomical. And yes, I am intentionally using that word. But of course, this is SmallSat, and there is an industry, and there is a need for satellites, and certainly we want to encourage the advancement of technology. But as I mentioned with the reflection and the Starlink content below, talking about the effects of that sunlight reflecting off of the satellites on astronomy, other sciences, even the environment, ecology, we need to plan, we need to mitigate, and that is what is happening with space debris, orbital debris. There are guidelines for mitigating space debris. There are proposed guidelines or rules from the SCC that I'll be talking about Wednesday at a side meeting on SmallSat side meeting. You can register smallsat.mudlaw.com. And, you know, there are guidelines. There are guidelines from the United Nations, UNUSA, and there's a reason. Let's think about it. 6,000 satellites, 3,000 functional, 3,000 not functional. Number of rocket launches since the start of the space age. These numbers are from the European Space Agency, handy numbers. That, of course, is a picture of debris around the Earth. Number of satellites, rocket launches have placed into Earth orbit, 9,600. Number of these still in space. I would say, again, that number is slightly more than that with the recent SpaceX launches. But let's talk about the numbers down here. Number of debris objects estimated by statistical models to be in orbit, 34,000 objects greater than 10 centimeters, 900,000 objects from greater than 1 centimeter to 10 centimeters, and 128 million objects from greater than 1 millimeter to 1 centimeter. Is that significant? Do we need to know about these things? Well, sure. There have been small impacts on the space shuttle, the space station. So these can have catastrophic effects, and it's important to know about the objects in space. That is why there is the Register of Space Objects through the United Nations. There are other also databases of objects in space. So space debris, orbital debris is a real concern. It is a significant concern, and that's why we need to balance the advance of technology with regulations, with sound regulations to mitigate the space debris that might occur. If you've heard of the Kessler syndrome, you understand that there's a point at which the amount of debris will necessarily create a cascading effect where objects will collide, which will create more debris, which will create more collisions, and it'll just be a cascading effect that we really might not be able to control. There's a lot of opportunities out there for technology and businesses perhaps to reclaim defunct debris or satellites, still need to navigate around the international laws on ownership of objects in space. These are all issues that will be highlighted again at my side meeting. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to reach out. Again, I'm Charles Mudd. I hope you enjoy SmallSat. Stay healthy, stay safe, and I look forward to hearing from you.